7 News Update is brought to you by Colonial, one of Australasia's most diverse financial services networks.
Good evening. The federal government's about to unveil a radical shake-up of dole and Austudy payments. Welfare groups have slammed the new plan, saying thousands of families will be forced into poverty.
The government's poised to announce a radical shift in the way taxpayers support our young, combining Austudy and the dole. But welfare groups worry about a new parents' means test cutting in at $24,000 a year, which could see upwards of 50,000 teenagers losing their dole. There are also fears the government might lift the dependency age from 18 to 25.
It will place them in an untenable position of not having the finances to support their young people when those young people are either trying to find a job or find their way through university.
The Education Minister ruled out reports that parents will be forced to pay part of their teenage children's dole.
How could they get it that wrong?
Meantime, a constitutional row is brewing. If Queensland Senator Mel Colston is forced to resign his seat, Queensland Premier Rob Borbidge says he has legal advice. He should be replaced by another independent.
If he's got legal advice that says that's the way it should be, it must have been from J. Bjelke-Petersen QC.
500,000 volunteers nationwide have helped clean up Australia. The annual event declared a success, netting tons of rubbish.
Tin cans, thongs, polystyrene and syringes. Just some of the rubbish we throw away every day.
We found tennis balls, golf balls, we found a shoe.
500,000 people got down and dirty today to clean up Australia. Volunteer numbers up on last year.
The pressure from the community to keep expanding it has been huge. It's the community that are driving this, and clean-up belongs to the community.
520 Sydney sites were spruced up, Rover Scouts scaling a 200-metre cliff in the Blue Mountains, and professional divers use litter vacuums to clean rivers and ponds.
What we're saying to people is what you drop in the streets has got every chance of finding its way through the storm water into the rivers, creeks, beaches, harbours and ocean.
And the day's tally? More than 10,000 tonnes of rubbish has been collected across Australia.
Mount Isa is braced for more flooding, with heavy rain continuing to fall in parts of northwestern Queensland. Locals say the drought-stricken area has had more rain in 2 days than it's had in the past 5 years. Overseas, Liz Taylor has been rushed back to hospital after collapsing at her Hollywood mansion. Her publicist says the 65-year-old star is fine and was talking a few minutes after the seizure. Looking at tomorrow's weather around the country, fine in most of the capitals apart from Sydney, Canberra and Hobart. Stay with 7 for live coverage of the Australia-South Africa cricket test in just a few minutes. Good night.